And hello, everybody. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. How are all of you? Hope everybody is doing well. Today, it is Thursday. We are inching closer and closer to Christmas. Yes. Happy Hanukkah to everybody that's celebrating Hanukkah all around the world. We hope you're having a great holiday season wherever you are around the world. We do reach an international audience, and this is, I think, week 38 of our incredible series of entertainment lifestyle talk show episodes. This is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series. I'm your host, Jim Masters. I do this work professionally as a television and radio personality, multimedia host, voiceover artist, narrator, TV and radio presenter, as well as writer, producer, and stage MC. And we turned on the lights, built this home studio. It's all festive for the holidays here. We hope you like it. And we started this entertainment lifestyle talk show series to inspire, inform, educate, entertain, have deep conversations, great guests from all around the world, from all genres and walks of life and all fields of endeavor and levels of success. And it's really cool. And we welcome all of you. We've got our festive holiday mug here with some hot chocolate in it that also has a little Bailey's in it, just a little Bailey's, just a touch. We had a major snowstorm here that we are dug out of now, which is really, really good. About, I think, something like 10, 12, 14 inches of snow. It actually looks really nice, especially around Christmas time, to have snow on the trees and on the lawns. It's still on the roads, but the plows have done a really good job of getting through, the tough snow. But it really is nice. And they're saying that the snow will remain around these parts here in the northeastern United States, is where we are. We broadcast out of the greater New York area along the southern New England coast between New York and Boston. And they're saying the snow should stay around for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, which would be really, really nice. The roads will be clear, but the snow will still be on the lawns and the shrubs. So it should look really, really nice. We toast all of you. May your days be merry and bright, from Jim and all of us here at the Jim Masters Show Live. Nice little sip. Happy holidays, everybody. If this is your first time, we do the show every single day live at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. It's very different than a lot of things that are out there from what people are telling me, because we get into some deep conversations. We have great entertainment. The show isn't just one thing. We don't just do music. We don't just do talk. We don't just bake a cake. We do it all. It's a traditional entertainment lifestyle talk show series that's patterned not like a podcast or even a stream. It really is like a television show, and that's coming from my TV background. We sort of put that all together with some of the old sensibilities of those old school talk shows you may remember, combined with the modern sensibilities and cool vibe of today. All the cast of characters are here. I think this weekend we're going to bring back the big panda, Lin, that is, not Linda, Lin. Who's Linda? Lin. Do we have a Linda that watches? Yes, we do. Linda Odell in St. Augustine, Florida. If she's here, good evening, Linda Odell in St. Augustine, Florida. I know you're going to say you love the hat, Mr. Levity. Lin, the big panda's over there, and Silver is here. Yes, Silver, we got in Europe from the television shoot I was on in Europe. I said, how much is that doggy in the window? And they told me the price, and then we took it home. And all the other cast of characters. How is everybody? Let's check in with everybody, see how we're doing this evening here. Christine Clifton is here. Christine says, greetings, Jim and Lovity friends. How's the winter weather? We welcome Singer-Songwriter. Oh, we're so happy to have Lily here. Yes, she's coming on the show. Another great night of music ahead. And good to see you, Christine, in North Carolina. Mary is here as well. Hello, Jim and Lovity friends. Welcome, Lily. And Sherry is here. Hello, Jim and Lovities from Maria Stein, Ohio. So happy to be here with you in Lovity Hall. Good to have you here as well. Sherry, always great when you're joining us here. Happy holidays to everybody. Good evening, Jim and Lovities from not too snowy Cleveland. We still have grass peeking through the snow. I hope everyone is safe tonight. You as well, Kathy. Thanks for joining us. Jen is Zen, and she's also buried in snow in Allentown, Pennsylvania. What'd you get? 2 feet of snow there, Jen? And hello to Willie watching in Holland in the Netherlands. Our guest tonight is originally from the south of France, over towards Nice. She lives here in America. She lives in New York, but she is a French American, and she was born in the south of France. She has a wonderful French accent. I'm French on my mother's side of the family. Good to see you, Willie. I'm English, Irish, Swedish, and French. English, Irish on my father's side, English, Swedish, and French on my mother's side of the family. So nice to have Lily here with us. And tulips coming in from Holland from Willie as well. And Celtic Caper Girl 1 says, good evening, Thursday, Jim. All of our Loverty family, good to see you as well. Adrian says, hi, Lily. And welcome, Lily, our newest Loverty to Loverty Hall. And we welcome Adrienne Barfus to the show as well. And you're on the YouTube channel. We love that. Hopefully you will subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love that. Celtic Keeper Girl 1 says the show is very unique. We absolutely love it. And we love Jim. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You love all the characters too. George and Jeannie and Jimmy the Clown and all the rest. And Christopher is here from Ohio. Greetings, Jim and Loveties, and special guest Lily. You had rain in Nova Scotia today. Brian Christopher is here. Yay, Lily. It's nice to see Brian as well. And some more comments coming in here. Hot chocolate with Bailey's. Yes, please, from Maureen. And Crystal in Connecticut says, hi, Jim and everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Looking forward to an exciting show with amazing music, inspiring conversation, entertainment, and Loverty. Yes. Well, I'm so excited to see everybody. A good day as well from Kathleen Walker in New York City. Kathleen, I'll try to give you a call. Just been so swamped lately with so much going on. We have 2 shows tomorrow, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday. Sir James Galway is here tomorrow. We're very excited about that. Bernadette, it's good to see you as well. The incredible, world-renowned Irish flautist, 30 million albums sold with Lady Jane Galway, his lovely duet partner and wife. They are here tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT. They live in Switzerland. He's originally from Ireland. She's from New York. Again, he has sold over 30 million albums. He's world-renowned. The Irish flautist, phenomenal. James Galway, Sir James Galway, and his lovely wife and duet partner, Lady Jean Galway, are here tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, a very special time on our YouTube channel. This is a world exclusive. We're so excited. I met them when I was emceeing a concert event at Carnegie Hall, and they know about this show and they wanted to pop on. So we're welcoming them to the show as well. And we welcome all of you. And we say, thank you so much for joining us. My wonderful guest, Lily Rocklin, she is here. And again, she's originally from the south of France. She lives in New York now. And it's really a wonderful opportunity to share her music, because her music is really interesting. A mix of pop and rock and folky pop as well, beautifully blended. She's a singer, she's a songwriter, as well as a musician, and she's a wonderful performer. She is set at her microphone right now. She's going to perform live for us as well, exclusively here on the Jim Master Show Live. She and I have actually been putting this together for, I'd say, about 2 months now to welcome her to the show, which is really, really fantastic. So let's welcome Lily with her wonderful French accent, live from New York and her home studio. Lily, welcome to the show. It is really wonderful to have you here. And thanks so much for joining us, especially during the holiday season.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for having me, Jim. So happy to be here. So excited.
Yes, me too. Now, you've been watching the shows and getting a feel for them too. And you kind of like what we do, you said, huh?
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love the Loverty stuff. It's just so cute.
Isn't that nice? And that became that the Loverty thing happened because I was saying the show's about light, love, and levity. And I sort of slipped up back in the summertime and I said Loverty. All the viewers fell in love with it. So now they call themselves the Loverties. They call me Mr. Loverty. They call this, which is actually my home studio here on the coast, they call this Loverty Hall. And they're welcoming you as a Loverty as well. Look, we got Jill Jason here. Here comes some Loverty. You ready for the Loverty love coming your way? Here it comes, Lily.
Thank
Jill
you.
Jason. She welcomes you. And Celtic Caper Girl 1 says, beautiful young lady. Kathleen Walker, who is in New York City and also in Queens, actually. Welcome, Lily. And more coming in here as well. Hello, Lily. Welcome to the land of Loverties. And Kathy Short is in Cleveland, Ohio, USA. We have an international audience too. So excited to welcome Lily from Maureen. Juanita in South Africa, one of our regular Loverty viewers. Welcome to the show, Lily. She's so excited to have you here, as I am as well. And let's see, Crystal Nolan in Connecticut says, hi, Lily, welcome to Lovity Hall. She welcomes you as well. And Brian Christopher says, big fan of Lily.
Thank you, Brian.
Good to see you, Brian. Welcome to the Jim Masters Show Live. Also, Bernadette says, welcome, Lily, to Lovity Hall. Brian says, yay, Lily. We love that as well. Christopher, greetings, Jimbo, Lovities, and special guest Lily. They love that. And I love it too. All these great comments coming in here from everybody. Christine as well in the beginning there. Hello, Jim and all Lovities. Kathleen. Hope you had a good day or hood day. Hood would be if you had ice cream. Yes. You see a new Santa behind us? Yes, Celtic Caper Girl. Absolutely. Today was a rough day. I needed to see you and your smiling face tonight, Jim. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully Lily and I are going to put a smile on your face, right, Lily? We like to do that for everybody.
Yeah. For sure.
That's what life's all about. She's got great music and so many cool things we're going to share. From Wichita, Kansas. Hi, Jim and all our Lovities. Absolutely. Jill Jason says, hi, Jim. Hi, everyone. And Juanita as well from South Africa. Hello, Jim, all the Lovities. Hope you had a great day. Let's see. So many coming in here. And Maureen says this too. Good Thursday, Jim and fellow Lovities. Phoenix is now, she's in Phoenix, Arizona. Cloudy, chilly, 58 degrees, pretty cold for this desert girl. And Celtic Caper Girl 1 says, welcome, Lily, our newest Lovity to Lovity Hall. So you've been indoctrinated as a Lovity. You're one of our Lovities now.
That's awesome. I love it.
Willie, who's watching in Holland, same thing. She's welcoming hello to me and welcoming you as well from the Netherlands. You've been to the Netherlands, right? Probably Amsterdam.
I have not. I've been to Denmark.
Oh, Denmark.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to make sure you get to Amsterdam. I was there twice for television projects. Greetings, Jim and lovely friends. How's the winter weather? Welcoming singer-songwriter Lily, welcoming you to the show tonight. Another great night of music ahead. And Mary Bishop in Florida. Hello, Jim and lovely friends. Welcome, Lily. All this comment coming in here. This is really, really terrific. All of these here. Christopher Joseph says, welcome to the Jim Masters Show, Lily. Sherry Schoenline, welcome to Lovity Hall. So happy you're with us this evening. From Allentown, Pennsylvania, welcome, Lily. Happy holidays from Jennifer Barry. And Celtic Caper Girl says you're our newest Lovity. So you're one of our Lovities, my friend. That's kind of cool, huh?
That's great. Thanks for the warm welcome, everybody.
I love it too. I know it. If you have a bad day, this is the place to come to not have the bad day anymore. So how are you, my friend? How have you been doing? And how is your holiday season going? And how have you been doing during the course of this year, this crazy year?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I know difficult for everybody. For musicians, it's been very long.
I know.
So, just trying to stay creative and using the internet as much as possible. As you know, you're doing a great job with it.
Thank you.
And very, very grateful that we do have the internet to be able to connect and share our art as much as we can. I do miss a live audience a lot now. It's been quite long. And trying to set up some things to see how I could perform outdoor. I mean, I have to adapt. That's how I am. So
Exactly. So you're in New York, and I think you said to me when we were chatting off air, it's about 15 or 16 years now you've been in America and in New York, roughly?
Yeah. So I lived in Cleveland a few years before living in New York. I saw you have some of your viewers that are in Cleveland. So hey, Cleveland, I know the city. And and then I did some music there. And then I was ready to move to a bigger entertainment city, and I picked New York. It's that I just love the mix of culture, and it's closer to Europe too, so it helps for me.
It actually, the flight is a lot easier when you're coming from the East Coast of the U.S. or Eastern Canada than it is from the West side, West obviously being closer to Asia. Growing up in the south of France, in the area, like you say, of Nice, when were you introduced to the opportunities to really get into music and to pursue it in the way that you have? What were some of those early days for you growing up in the south of France, Lily? Is your family very musical? Were there friends? Were there teachers that inspired you? What inspired you in the very beginning in the south of France growing up?
Yeah, I think originally, I think it's a little bit in my genes, I must say, because my father's a musician, he's a multi-instrumentalist, he's a lead guitarist, and he played in a lot of wedding bands and festival bands until like the beginning of the 80s or mid 80s. And so, I was used to go when I was a baby, my mom would take my sister and I, to his shows and things like this. So always used to see him rehearse, and so it was something natural, And then, he at first he tried to teach me, but I think I was too young, or I wanted to do it by myself when I thought I was more ready. He tried to teach me some things when I was 4 or 5, and like the keyboard, and it's funny because I played the piano, and I didn't feel ready. But singing, yes, like he recorded me singing when I was 4 or 5, like a little kid's song. It was very cute. And then later, when I was in middle school, I formed my own band. It was like a little pop band. We had 2 girls, 2 boys, and we started to write music right away. And I think, this is when I really started. And we got to perform at a big event at our high school. And I think that was the really big moment. It was a big show, it was a big stage. And this is when I knew, oh my God, I have to do this for the rest of my life.
And what kind of music was really tickling your fancy? What were you interested in earlier when you were, younger and coming up the ranks? What's some of the music you were listening to and that you were performing?
Yeah, I was listening to a little bit of everything. There was, of course, the influence from my parents while growing up. They listened to a lot of British, and American music, rock, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, and I also listened to a lot of ABBA. I probably learned harmonizing by just hearing ABBA. My mom was a big fan of of ABBA, and then ABBA came back like in the 90s. Like they came back really big, and they were like fashion, at least in Europe. I don't know here. They were very fashion again.
Oh,
so
ABBA, absolutely.
Kids were buying their old records of ABBA again.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started to listen to a lot of Britpop, like Oasis and Blur, and Stereophonics, which I'm still a big fan of the band. And I think this was, of course, then a lot of, have a lot of variety in what I listen to. Also like Madonna a lot. And she's pretty amazing. And Kylie Minogue and a lot of different things.
So when you were growing up in France, did you enjoy, it sounds like you've enjoyed French artists as much as artists from the UK, American artists, very international influences, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I also liked some French artists. I liked Vanessa Paradis, which people know here as being the ex-partner, not wife, because they didn't get married, of Johnny Depp. So she's great actress, great singer, songwriter, musician. I listened to Vanessa Paradis quite a bit, and also like another French artist. His name is Francis Cabrel. Very, very poetic and very talented singer-songwriter.
It's just poetic hearing you pronounce his name.
Yeah, you guys can check him out.
Yeah. So what was it like when you decided to make that move to the United States of America, and specifically New York? You and I were talking about that before we went live. What was it about New York City per se that attracted you versus perhaps maybe going to Los Angeles or Nashville, which is a big music area as well? Music is big in LA, film and television. though, New York still is too, and Nashville is. What was it about New York that brought you here?
Yeah. So, I took a little detour, like I was explaining. My dream and my goal was to come to the United States since I was maybe 12 years old. I was inspired by all sorts of things, books, like pictures about America. Such, the national parks really fascinated, which I still need to see quite a few. I didn't see them all. But, and I was very, like, when I was a little older, maybe 8 or 9, big fan of Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And very inspiring icon. And then there was some TV shows and some things that I just felt really attracted, to come to the US. So so I had some friends, some relatives, near Cleveland, and so I ended up staying with some friends in Cleveland for a few years. And then New York was definitely, I visited New York a few years before deciding that I would come to New York City. And it was pretty amazing, pretty fascinating. And there's just something about New York that other places in the world don't have. And
the energy too, right? The passion and the enthusiasm, the vibe of the city is and multicultural.
The multicultural. I'm very multicultural myself, from my background and everything. And so at some point, I think it was around 2007. So it's been 2007, 2008. And I felt that I needed the next step. In Cleveland, music was doing great. I had worked with some big artists and a big studio and everything. And I was like, okay, I cannot stop here. I need to go and go to another adventure. And LA was never in my mind, which is funny because being a big fan of Marilyn Monroe and Hollywood and TV shows and things like this, you would have thought I would have gone straight to LA, but no, it was, and New York has a very European feel, the mix of culture and the music. Well, the level of artistry is just so high, and that's really inspiring. It's motivating, and the fact that we're just all so tight in a small space, it's a dense city, and it makes it that we bump into each other all the time. Like, oh, I know this person. Oh, like you don't, and that made the synchronicities just happen, and it's really a magical place. And I'm here for the culture. Some people come to New York for the restaurants, for the luxury places, and then when this stopped, they left, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, I came to New York for the culture, for the arts, for the music, for how creative people are. People come here to co-create, and yeah, I was never going to leave during what happened this year. It's it's you're a New Yorker, you're not.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what it's all about. I mean, when you have an opportunity to come to a place like New York and really have an opportunity to celebrate your culture and blend it with all the cultures that are here, it's extraordinary. What are some of the cool projects you've had an opportunity to work on since coming to New York?
Oh my gosh, so many. I'm going to just show off a little bit my albums. So, when I left Cleveland, I was determined to be a successful singer-songwriter and producer. And so I came, and like within a year, I wrote and produced this EP, and got it mixed and mastered by a 3-time Grammy-winning engineer. And I had a music video with this, and we shot a music video. This was actually a videographer from Cleveland that came to New York, and we did a music video for I Saw You, which is a single from this EP. And we shot that music video in Central Park in black and white. And it was I think it was a January. It was solely January, and it was 12-degree Fahrenheit that day. That we could not reschedule, and it was really cold. And I still remember this. This really helps build great memories. And it just had a warm coat on, it had layers, and the video came out really great. And so this was pretty cool thing to do. And then I did 3 more albums. So all self-produced. And with this one is called Will You Hate the Rest of the World or Will You Renew Your Life? Everything's on streaming. And on here, I did another music video, which was very cool too. It's called Should You Get Mad? It won multiple awards. I Saw You won multiple awards too, which was incredible. The Queen's Film Festival. And this is with the album that I started to get TV placements. So that was great. I got to learn about the business, and and then I had the next 2 albums with those Beautiful Sun and Be Inspired is my latest baby over here. It's my baby, and it's also right here. So just very proud of all of this. And
that's amazing, in the short time, you figure 15, 16 years that you will have that amount of product already produced and out there and available, that amount of CDs and music. That's amazing. So
yeah, I have 6 music videos now that I successfully put out, and they're all award winning pretty much. So it's pretty awesome.
And as it looks like Kai Mills is here, Lily.
Oh, hi Kai.
Welcome on our YouTube channel as well. And Jill is saying congratulations on your albums and your videos as well. I want to show the audience something very special that actually happened, because you're going to do live music. You've got a special Christmas song you're going to share with us and debut. That is terrific. You're going to do couple of really cool things that are unique, and we're so excited about it, and we have some material to share. But this was a very special event, I know, for you, and you got a chance at Citi Field, which is where the New York Mets play. Kathleen Walker, who's watching, probably loves that because she works with the New York Mets, and there is Mr. Met to sing the national anthem at the stadium. Tell us about the opportunity and what that was like, and then we'll show this exclusive video here.
Oh, definitely. So this was for a huge run. So it wasn't for the Mets, and I hope to be able to sing for a natural game soon when everything comes back to normal. We were actually talking about it, but this year obviously there was no games, which was very sad. But so this was for the Color Run, which I have a great relationship with them, and they asked me to come and sing at Citi Field. I had sang for one of the events in New Jersey like a few years before that. That was just last year, June of 2019, and yeah, it was just amazing. I have a funny story about how it happened. Sometimes you watch something and you think it's amazing and you don't know the behind the scenes and what happened before and what you had to go through. It was so fun.
Do you want to watch it and then tell us the story after we watch it? That'd be kind of cool. Sure. Yeah. We'll sort of keep everybody on hold here. Let's watch this as she knocks it literally out of the park, pun intended, and singing the national anthem at Citi Field, again, home to the New York Mets there in Flushing, Queens, New York City. And this is really, really cool. Enjoy this, folks. And then we will return with lots more inspiring conversation, entertainment, live music, and more on the Jim Master Show Live. Enjoy.
Give it up for her real quick. And after she sings, it'll be time to start the happiest 5K. Whose voice shines on bright stars through the
That is absolutely amazing. So
Thank you.
that feeling must have been extraordinary. Congratulations. You're getting a lot of that lovely voice from Christopher Joseph in Ohio, who is also a performer. Kathleen Walker, who works with the New York Mets, said, wow, cool. And Brian says, I still have the personal note you wrote on your CD. What a great night. Awesome performance. Crystal Nolan in Connecticut claps and hearts. Bernadette Vidal claps as well. Kathleen Walker claps. Juanita in South Africa, clap, clap, clap. Bernadette Vidal clapping, enjoying this. So you said that there's a little story that you wanted to share with us.
So the story is actually in writing in the book by Mark Piantenida. It's called Confessions of a Musician Volume 2, where there's lots of musicians talking. So if ever you want to see it in writing, but the story was that, so first I arrived. So it seemed that there was a lot of obstacles for me to actually get to do it, even though it was planned. But the staff was super overwhelmed because, as you know, New Yorkers, they plan at the last minute. So people that decided to come to the run bought their tickets at the night before, like in the New Yorker, right? And so they were overwhelmed. There was twice as more people as they thought they would be. I think they had over 5,000 people. And so they were super overwhelmed. And so I arrived, and they were supposed to give me a pass through the guy at the gate. And so I didn't have the pass. So I couldn't get in at first. And I was, oh my God. And then I had to find a parking spot, and I waited 20 minutes. I had to find, and that was 7:30 in the morning because it's a morning run. So then I parked, and then I went in, and I met with the staff. And so of course there was this huge crowd, and at first he told me, well, we're just gonna go take the stairs, and go all the way to the terrace. And this is like, I don't know how many stairs. And I told him, look, I cannot take all these stairs and then sing, and I have heels on, that's not possible. And he was like, okay, we're going to go through the back. And then, so we go through the back, and we had the photographers with us and everything. And we go through the back, and there was security. There was another gate, and they wouldn't let us go through. And they were like, well, the photographers, they don't have the pass. They knew about me, but they didn't anyway. So finally he got the green light, and we had to rush because the run had to start at 8 a.m. It's just big schedule. People were waiting up there to run. So finally we got in, and it was really cool because in the stadium, I got to see where the players go through,
Right,
and so we took an elevator. And so it was just really cool. And then when we got up there, we ended up having sound problem, but which ended up being a great plus because I ended up singing in the stadium microphone, which was amazing because
beautiful sound, right?
Sounded, there was a huge echo, which was a little bit hard to manage, but I'm a musician, so I just had to count and focus. And so it echoed like probably around the block outside the stadium, and it was just pretty amazing to feel that.
I think when you were singing on that stadium microphone, they probably heard you in Chicago and Boston and Miami, probably. There is something about that. I love when I like music that has that effect, fills the house, fills the stadium, fills the concert hall, and it has sort of that flowing, echoey, there's something about it. It's almost like it's coming out of the clouds, like it's, divine or something, and very beautiful. I mean, you pun intended, you knocked it out of the park. That was a very beautiful version, because they do say that the United States national anthem is one of the toughest songs to sing, just in the different ways it builds up and the different levels that it's, some people, by the time they get to the very end of it, land of the free, home of the brave, they have to go down an octave, or they have to change something. They can't reach the high notes. And it was just absolutely smooth as silk and very beautiful too.
Thank you. Yeah, it is indeed very hard to sing. There's no rhyme.
No, actually, right. There isn't. Usually songs will have some sort of like repetitive rhyme or something that. Right, exactly. I didn't even think about that, but that is very, very true. And so would you do that again? I'm sure you would do that again, right?
Yeah, I would love to do it for the team, for the Mets. And so I got to meet Mr. and Mrs. Mets, and we took some pictures. And they're like, if you guys go back to YouTube, you'll see what's before the video, and there's pictures of Mr. and Mrs. Mets, and they're very cute. And I met some of the people there, and we were talking to see for the next year, and this happened. But I hope that next year they'll still remember me, but I have the video for it. So
yes,
yeah.
I mean, congratulations. That's quite an honor, even for somebody that's been born and raised in the United States to do, but to come from overseas to have an opportunity to do that. I know it's a little extra special, I'm sure, when your family back home heard, relatives, that you were going to be singing in a major American baseball stadium, the national anthem. I'm sure their reaction must have been extraordinary, huh?
Yeah, they were very proud. I'm very proud. I was very moved, and I worked very hard to be able to sing it with the proper American pronunciation, which I kind of have now after all the years, and I have a voice coach. And but yeah, it was pretty. In my heart, it's very, very special. I'm a U.S. citizen now. It's been 5 years. I'm a new U.S. citizen.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. And so it was, it was quite an achievement, and emotionally too.
It is. And also, in addition to singing the national anthem at Citi Field in New York City, you also had an opportunity, and we have video of that as well, to sing another classic, another one that is beloved in the United States, and that is God Bless America. Now, tell us about this opportunity and what it was like to sing that song in front of, an audience as well.
That was great. So this one happened before the event of at Citi Field. It was a few years before, and that was at Terrace on the Park. And it was for a corporate event. I was invited. I met somebody at a networking event. You know how things happen in the city, and so she invited me to sing there, and it was awesome. So it was an event called the Kings of Queens. So it was they were giving awards to the best businesses of Queens. So it was 600 people, and it was New York 1 and Fox 5, and the anchors, Kerry Drew and Stephen Lacey on stage next to me. And that was pretty cool.
That was a cool one, huh? We're going to take a look at that right now. This is God Bless America. Lily knocks this one out of the park as well. Really beautiful. Doesn't have the echo effect like the stadium. It's more intimate and personal, and really beautifully done. Here is Lily singing that extraordinary song, God Bless America. And she's also going to be doing some holiday songs for us live as well. She's even got a ukulele. It's going to be really, really cool. So let's take a look at that right now, folks. God Bless America. Lily's going to share that with us, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I was watching this earlier today as we were preparing the show, and it's absolutely beautiful. Here it is.
God bless America, the land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with light from the mountains.
That was really nice. I mean, what was that? The feeling of doing that again? That's another amazing song, beloved here in the States. What was that like for you?
It was pretty amazing. This is a beautiful, beautiful song. It's a patriotic song, and it's easier to sing than the national anthem, I must say. So I'm
Yeah.
glad I started with that one. And I had worked on that one in my voice coach as well. And it's it's very moving as well. The way it would describe the landscapes that we find in America, and that's very precious to me. So yeah, there was a lot of people. I just realized again, hearing the crowd clapping. Wow, that was a lot of people.
That was absolutely. And they loved it. You can hear the roar of the crowd, and everybody's saying the same thing here too. We're a very interactive show here. We like to have a lot of fun with our viewers. We don't just have the viewers watch, but it's amazing because we have like 38 weeks, over 200 plus episodes of the Jim Masters Show live entertainment talk show series available for people to watch. They watch on demand, they binge watch, people watch all hours of the day, one episode after the other, and they're writing us, they're telling us they're loving all these shows that we're doing. But they really also, the real diehards, love being here live because they like to feel like they're a part of this live show, which is why I like to do it live. And we do it, some people do a show maybe once a week or 2 times a week, or we're doing it almost 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And we have all of these incredible viewers, loveties from around the world who participate. And that's what I love, is the interaction that we have here exclusively on our show, like Kathy Short, who is in Cleveland. She was the one that was commenting from Cleveland, where you had also lived. Hearts and claps from Cleveland, from Kathy. Crystal Nolan in Connecticut. She gives you claps, standing ovations, hearts. Juanita in South Africa says lovely with clapping. Sherry Schoenline says so beautiful, clapping, clapping. Jill Jason says you have such a beautiful voice. Bernadette, claps, claps, claps. Very nice from Kathleen Walker in New York City, again, who works with the New York Mets. And she goes, hey, Jim, and beautiful, lovely family, from Karen Campbell Green. Ralph Lampkin Jr. watching in Indiana, USA says, lovely show this evening. And Christopher Joseph says, I appreciate the fact I can understand all the words you're singing.
Thank you.
And that's, yeah, your voice is very warm and silky and smooth and melodic. And I would say, I would say that it has a silky, buttery flow to it. Really, really nice. Really, really.
Thank you.
And again, those are not some of the easiest songs to sing.
Yeah.
A couple of the viewers are asking if you play instruments, and you do, right?
Yeah, I do. My main instrument is the voice and songwriting, of course, and lyrics. And I also play the piano, which I took piano lessons here in New York with a jazz pianist and named Sam Cantor. He's a very good piano teacher. It's pretty awesome. And I play the guitar just a little bit, and more recently the ukulele. And I have 2 songs on my latest album on the ukulele. And the ukulele is very cute instrument. I picked it up at a time that it's so funny how things happen. I was always, playing the piano, mostly like ballad or mid-tempo songs. And then something happened. The drummer and band founder of my former band that I had in Cleveland passed away. And when I went to his memorial to Cleveland, I took a road trip from New York to Cleveland. This is when I suddenly felt I need to bring something with me that's happy and that's musical. And I just decided like this, I need to get a ukulele. Now is the right time. And I went and I bought a ukulele downtown in near Times Square at Manny's music store. And and I started to strum a little bit, on the way there and while I was there. And it was really a great uplifting companion. And then I I started to write songs with it, and they came out pretty happy. You can't really write a sad song on the ukulele.
No, no, you're right. The sound of the ukulele automatically makes you want to sort of tap your feet and feel happy. And exactly. And I think the banjo also is another one that when you hear a banjo being plucked, it's the same thing where you just feel like it's going to be a rip-roaring good time. You're going to have good times. What was it about the ukulele that really spoke to you?
Yeah. So at first it was, this happy sound, and I think also the top string is a high G. So when you strum a ukulele, it's always going to sound higher, and it's got these tones in it. And just the strings on the island, they sound a little like happier. They don't resound like a guitar. And it was something different. And I was ready to write more upbeat songs, and I wanted to bring more variety because it's true I had a little bit more of a mid-tempo to down-tempo songs and some rock songs in my catalog until then. And yeah, so whenever you're ready, I can play you one of them.
Yes, I know you wanted to share one with us. What is this one, Lily?
Yeah, so the one that I have two of them. If we have time, I'll play two.
Can you show us that instrument too? Maybe raise it up a little bit and
sure.
describe it for us.
So this is a Gretsch, and I bought it at Manny's Music Store when they were still near Times Square. Now I think they're in Soho and Westchester area. And it's laminate, but it sounds almost as good as if it was on laminate, if it was, And so it's a Gretsch for musicians watching and guitarists and drum players, that Gretsch has more of a vintage sound. So it's got a pretty neat sound. And the only thing with ukuleles is that you do have to tune them frequently.
So like after each time you've been playing it for a while,
yeah,
you need to...
This is a Gretsch, so I find it stays amazingly in tune. But when I take it to a gig, and I hope this will happen soon again, but when I would take it to a gig in the winter, if I go to like the bitter end, which is my favorite place to play at, I hope it'll survive. And between the cold, the humidity, the dry air, and the club, and all that, my ukulele was a throw, but it was still not that bad. I recommend this one. I'm not sponsored or anything. I would like to, but and in the back it has this type of tuners which helps to keep it in tune. It also gives it like a really cool vintage look. So I had tried a bunch of different them, and
very cool.
And I also have another one that's in the other room, an electric acoustic Kala, which is just practical because you can just plug it in if you go to an open mic. But I prefer the sound of that one. It's got a very unique sound.
All right.
So if you're ready, I'm going to play Petunia's song, and I'm just going to sit there.
Tell us about that song.
Yeah, so Petunia's song is on my latest album. So it's in English and in French, and so it's about a little dog, Petunia, named Petunia. So it's a song for pets, and I have friends that have and fans that have cats whose name are Petunia, and they think it's just perfect. And so Petunia originally is the French bulldog of the comedian John Mulaney. And so I wrote the song originally for her because she has got her own Instagram page and she's really funny. I mean, obviously, he writes the captions for her, so it's really funny.
You know who's going to love it too? Silver.
Oh.
Who we got in Switzerland when I was on a television shoot. Silver is going to be listening and he's going to love this song.
He needs his own song too.
Silver needs his own song, right? Love it.
All right, there we go.
All right.
She won't let you step on her paws. She's got pretty much no flaws. Ooh, oh, Petunia. She's quite delicate and she's pouty, loving and almost never snotty. Ooh, oh, Petunia. Ce n'est pas une fille ordinaire, ses yeux nous parlent et c'est très clair. Ooh, oh, Petunia. She's always ready to give you snuggles when you need her to watch through puddles. Ooh, oh, Petunia. Ce n'est pas une fille ordinaire, ses yeux nous parlent et c'est très clair. Ooh, oh, Petunia. That's a girl out of the ordinary. She can talk, it's not imaginary. Ooh, oh, Petunia. They say it's no good having a name in a song. What if Lennon sang about Julia? I can write for Petunia. Ooh, oh, Petunia. Ce n'est pas une fille ordinaire, ses yeux nous parlent et c'est très clair. Ooh, oh, Petunia. That's a girl out of the ordinary. She can talk, it's not imaginary. Ooh, oh, Petunia. They say it's no good having a name in a song. What if Lennon sang about Julia? I can write for Petunia.
That is fantastic.
Thank you.
Love that song. I love the rhythm, and I just love the way that you interpret that. And people are commenting really beautifully here. Sweet ukulele from Bernadette, and Kathy says, I've not heard of that instrument before. It has a nice, unique sound. And Lily, you have a lovely voice.
Thank you.
So that's on the album. What's the title of the album that has that one on it?
Yes, this is the last one. Actually, I have my banner in the back. Be Inspired over here. No. And this song is also, there's two versions of this song. So this album, I have 12 songs on the deluxe edition that was re-released on streaming in May, along with my music video for the song Feel Good, which is track 1. And so half the album is in English, a little bit more than half. And then I have 2 covers. I have a very unique piano cover of the Nirvana song Comme Azure, and then an a cappella cover of Charles Trenet La Mer. And then I have 3 songs in French, which are the French versions of 3 of the top songs on the album. And the Petunia song, though, it's the song on its own. It's just 2 versions on the album. When I wrote Petunia song, then I realized, that's interesting. The song has like a vacation beach feel to it.
Doesn't it? Yeah. You sort of feel like beachy, and you're outside, and everything is sort of happy and carefree. It's got a positive vibe to it.
Yeah, and so I thought, well, since this one's in French, I'm going to put another version on the album. And I wrote a song called Get Away, and it's actually the same music, just a different story. And but since this happened, I've been playing on on my live streams or live invites like tonight. I've been playing Petunia's song because in the lyrics of Getaway, I actually sing there's no reason to be confined. And I of course I wrote it and released it before this happened. And I thought, well, this is quite awkward and inappropriate to sing this song right now. So I started singing Petunia's song more and people love it. So it's pretty awesome. And the album has full studio production, which I've directed and produced. And the mix engineer was Brian Schobel, who has mixed the records of Sheryl Crow and Lenka and Elton John and all sorts of awesome artists. So check it out, everybody.
Pretty cool stuff, isn't it? I mean, and the response that you get from people, I think it's Julius that said something really cool here. Welcome, Julius, to the show. Lily totally rocks. Bravo, bravo. Julius X Rentus Jr. I love that name. That's a cool name. Sounds very, very official. What a sweet song. And smiles from Brian and claps from Kathleen. Beautiful from Crystal. Beautiful. I could feel Sweet Petunia as you were singing. Sherry says that's such a wonderful song. Thank you for sharing it with the Lovedies. You're definitely a Lovedy now.
Yay.
It's nice to get that kind of feedback from everybody, especially who are hearing this for the first time. And some folks might be discovering you on my show, which I think is wonderful.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Now it's holiday time. You have a song that you wrote. And this is great hearing, some of these unique songs that are yours. We could always hear all these other songs that are out there, but when it's the songwriter performing the songs that he or she penned, I think it makes it all the more special. You have a Christmas song that you wanted to share with us too, right? Tell us about that one.
Yeah, so it's called Don't You Know It's Christmas. I released it as a single a couple years ago. And I had not written any Christmas songs, and then my licensing agent was like, give me a Christmas song. And I was like, well, I can do a cover, I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I could do a cover. And, they love covers, for placement licensing. But I didn't feel comfortable doing a cover. And the thing is that when I was in school back in France, I used to work in retail when I was, very young. And during the holidays, for like the seasonal, holidays, and they would play and repeat all the holiday songs and all the commercial stuff. And now when I hear them, it's like it kind of killed a little bit of the Christmas music for me. When I hear them, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Songs over and over, right? The same stuff, right?
Yeah. So I said, well, then I'm going to write my own Christmas song because I would have never heard that one before. So that's what I did. So I wrote Don't You Know It's Christmas. So if, I could play it now or later, whenever you want.
Yeah, let's hear it now. Okay. We've got them in a dancing mood here and they're all excited. And
more ukulele.
More ukulele. Wow. And now this probably could be on the album. You have a bunch of musicians. You're surrounded by musicians and everything with the album, right?
Yes. And Don't You Know It's Christmas is a single that is not on the album. It was released as a single before I released that album. But it was a nice transition into that album, with the ukulele stuff that I had not done before. And it's pretty unique. And I'm going to play it for you guys. And the funny thing is that I wrote a summer version.
Oh, you did?
Summer. So
what's that called?
It's Don't You Know It's Summer? Because I want to try to mix up the lyrics, because otherwise I would play this one only once a year. Don't You Know It's Christmas? So
very nice. That's creative. You could have one for every season. You could have one. Don't you know it's Bobby? Don't you know it's Barbara? Don't you know it's Marianne?
It's Silver, like your dog too.
Don't you know it's Silver on the Big Master Show Live? Right, exactly.
I hope you guys enjoy it. I spent the whole year working hard day after day. There's much to do, I don't think I can break away. I keep saying I'm putting up my tree this week. There is always something else to do, it seems. When I walk outside, I'm dazzled by the street lights, and all the joyous carolers are singing. Don't you know it's Christmas? Come and cheer the world with us. Don't you know it's Christmas? Let the season light your way to new hopes and dreams every day. I finally got to put all my work away. Time flies and very soon it's the holiday. It's not so hard for me to let everything go when you are with me under the mistletoe. When I walk outside, I'm dazzled by the street lights, and all the carolers, they're singing. Don't you know it's Christmas? Come and cheer the world with us. Don't you know it's Christmas? Let the season light your way to new hopes and dreams every day. Don't you know it's Christmas? Come and cheer the world with us. Don't you know it's Christmas? Let the season light your way to new hopes and dreams every day. I hope these words will help you feel the Christmas spirit. And if you're alone tonight, I'm with you with my music.
That's really, really nice, Lily. That is beautiful. Again, it has such a nice beat and feel to it and vibe and rhythm. And I love the words too. When you write a song, what are some of the things that sort of wash over you, that inspire you when you write? What are some of the things that, you know, those energies, those sources from within that you pull from to be able to pen some of these really, really wonderful songs?
Well, I write from an emotional place. When I'm very inspired, or it's going to be about helping people dream or find their dreams and believing in their dreams. A lot of my songs are kind of centered onto this in a way or another. Or I try to uplift them or inspire them, such as I have my song "Rise Above." You know, it's about going above polarity and divisions. You know, and often it's about finding the light after difficult times too.
Which in this year everybody has dealt with. So that song is so perfect for everything that everybody's been dealing with in this last year, huh?
Yes, definitely. And I just had to make people feel good. I mean, you know, it's nice also to have, just very light songs, which is hard for me to write very light songs. I haven't had my licensing agent ask me for easy pop song yet. When she does, it's going to be hard.
That you like to write songs that go a little bit more deeper, more feeling.
And I like to connect with people in their soul and kind of dig in there and make them think of some lines that are thought-provoking, about awakening them into their true life purpose. Sometimes I write some things that are a little bit more angry in a way, and just expressing things. If I'm shocked about something, I'm going to write about it. And yeah, I think this is usually that. I don't write too much about relationships. If I do, I'm usually going to write and talk about a time that was really fun, or that connected with the person, and it's really strong. So it's usually from strong emotions that I write.
Which is nice, which is really, really nice. And that's great, because that means it really, it goes deep for you and you want to connect with your audience. And I'm sure when people listen to the music, that's some of the feedback that you get, right, Lily? People say that they were able to connect with and relate to this music. Even the songs that sound a little bit more cheerful and jovial and jolly, still they feel a warmth and an authenticity and a realness to the material, that isn't just about the buzz and the bling and the superficial things in life, but it's about the relationships, people living, finding your purpose, your mind, body, and spirit, self-worth, some of the pleasantries and cool things that are in life, the blessings and joys that are in life that oftentimes we sort of blow past, we forget about, or we relegate as old and passé, when they're some of the most important, those simple moments are some of the most important, most beautiful moments in life one can have, right?
Yeah, exactly. One of my songs is called Thank You, and it's a ballad on the piano, and it's got a beautiful music video. If anybody wants to check it out, it was shot on Long Island, and it was beautiful. And this is a song. In the song, I don't necessarily actually don't say thank you to a person in particular, although I'm grateful to everybody all the time. But it's thank you in general, to the universe or God, or, anything anybody might feel comfortable with. And thank you for receiving life, for being alive. And I think gratitude is really the most powerful thing. I feel disconnected if I forget to count my blessings or being grateful for like a week. Then I feel like something is not right. And yeah, this song is Thank You is a very powerful ballad. I was actually really lucky to have it as the main dance solo for the dancer Maddie Ziegler. For anybody that knows who she is, she's the dancer that is in the music videos of Sia, the pop singer Sia. And so Maddie had done a dance solo on the show Dance Moms, where I had several of my sons on the show. And then she actually toured around the country and did this same dance routine. That was a few years ago, several years ago now. And so that was really great to see how she would reinterpret the words into dance. She's an amazing dancer, so really grateful for that.
So is it the hope as well that other people sing your songs as much as you singing them as well? Is that a hope, a blessing for you when people do that?
Yeah, whether it would be an artist, that would want to sing my song, or, do a different art form like dance, or people singing my songs in their homes. I think this is awesome. I had a few people cover some of my songs on YouTube too, which was really, really awesome to see this. And yeah, and I had a few people also contacting me, and I guess as artists we don't realize this, and say, "No, I love your new album. With your music, you saved my life." And I don't know how. And often I'm like, oh, this person is just saying this just like that,
Right.
because I don't, I don't take myself seriously. So, but and then sometimes I get these long letters and they explain to me how my music got into their life and how it had an impact on their decisions in their lives. And that to me, that's really special, and it's really why I do what I do. And yeah, that's very, very special.
That is incredible. That is incredible. What are some other types and genres of music that you really enjoy that perhaps, because I mentioned in the beginning, sort of like the pop and rock, and it's got like a folky pop sound to it. What are some other genres that you're also expanding on or you're exploring that you'd like to tackle too?
Yeah, that's really interesting. So it's true that my music, I guess as a general style, and this is a music supervisor that told me that over the summer. He said, it's true, your music, you can totally explore and you can expand. He said, but overall, you can just say you're indie pop. Otherwise, people might get confused. But I said, all right, that's true, but it's true that then when you're a true, musician, you like to describe styles. And so yes, so it goes from indie pop, rock, and sometimes they change these names too. So
Right.
so it's like, okay, what is that called now? So folky pop, and I just make music that inspire me, and I want it to sound good and contemporary. That's what I do. But yeah, it's true. There are some things that I've been listening to, and I'm starting to have like an ear for that. And the production sounds a little more complicated. It's epic music. What you would hear on a trailer or on a movie trailer.
Sort of like a movie soundtrack, things of that.
Yeah, and this orchestra and
Very grand music.
Yeah, and there's this dynamics when the moment happens, and
Like a big crescendo. Yeah.
And there's a lot of different sounds, and I started to like listen to that. So that'll probably be something I'll be doing at some point. And but I am working on a new song that I hope will be coming out early next year. It's still a secret. I won't tell too much about it. It'll be a little bit more indie rock, this one. So you see, I'm kind of going back and forth.
You heard it here first. Another world premiere on the Jim Master Show Live. More music's coming and indie rock. So stay tuned. Lily will be sharing that. And when you do, maybe you can come back and we can share all of that. You've got another song you wanted to share with us as well.
Oh, that was everything for tonight, actually. Yeah.
You want to sing Jingle Bells?
Oh my
Jingle
God.
Bells, Jingle Bells.
Oh my God.
What is there a French Christmas song that would be new to our audience that maybe you grew up hearing as a little girl in France?
Oh my Lord.
There's a lot of beautiful music that's come out of Europe.
I would probably, like I was talking about earlier, I'll probably remember this from working in retail. And while there is Petit Papa Noel.
Yes.
Do you know this one?
Yes, absolutely. Do you want to?
Wow. Like,
I'm a huge collector of music.
That's
Absolutely. Raymond Lefebvre, Paul Marriott, a lot of the orchestra leaders as well. I have a lot of their music as well. And they've done a lot of orchestral versions of those songs. Caravelli's another one. All those are actually all out of France. Yeah, big orchestra leaders. And that's a beautiful song. You actually hear it here in the States too. They play it on the radio. Yeah, yeah. Do you know the words to that one?
I can sing the first two lines.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
Put me on the spot, but I remember it. We learned it in school. It's Petit Papa Noël, quand tu descendras du ciel avec des jouets par milliers. That's so. Oh, and then I think it has
la 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 la.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't remember the rest of the lyrics. I think they're repetitive.
It's a beautiful song, isn't it?
It is very pretty. I don't remember who sang it. I think it was in the early 20th century.
That's an older one. That's one of the originals. Well, a lot of these traditional songs that we hear for the holidays have come from Germany and France and Europe. I mean, Deck the Halls and a lot of the older, O Come All Ye Faithful. I mean, so many of them have come originally from Europe. So what do you have planned coming up? I would imagine when everything sort of stopped in March, You probably had a lot of cool things that you were working on, and then it sort of just came to a freezing halt for a while, right?
Yeah, actually it was really interesting. And I mean, this stuff happened to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God in my family,
Are okay and
everybody
healthy.
was okay. Some
Mine
of my
too.
friends not, and that was terrible. But anyhow, as far as music wise, I was working on a music video in February, and we shot it February 28th. And my music video for Feel Good, and I had already, to direct on my co-direct on my music videos. I had already the concept that it was going to be a half, footage and half animation. And it happened that it worked because we shot it February 28th. I got all the footage like the 12th of March, like right before, and we did that remotely. And then I worked with the post-production, animation artist. We did everything remotely. And so it worked out, and then I released the music video. This is a music video for Feel Good. I released it on May 5th, along with the deluxe edition of Be Inspired.
Is it possible, maybe even if it's just one or two sentences, to sing just a little of Feel Good so people can hear that one? Because I know that one is really near and dear to your heart, and that's like fresh and new and really, really special.
Yeah, I'm going to sing the beginning of the first verse, and then I go into the chorus.
Fantastic.
The sun is up, it's a brand new day. Love and music is in the air. The birds wake up singing for me. Time to go on a discovery. And then the chorus is feel good, feel so good. Everywhere I go, my heart's smiling. Feel good, feel so good. So there you go.
And that's really beautiful. And there's a whole music video that accompanies that and everything. And again, it seems as though these songs, even though, like you say, some of your songs can go deep, I think they all do in their own way. They go very deep. They are they're positive. There's a positivity. Yeah. They go deep, but then they have sort of like a hopeful, positive conclusion to them. Like you deal with a lot of things that are going on in one's life, and this year there's been so much stuff that's gone on in all our lives. But they're hopeful. They're positive. Where do you think that inspiration and that positivity and that hopefulness comes from within you, that you want to share it with the world, Lily?
Yeah, the interesting thing is that I wasn't writing always like this. Like I didn't write all my music projects like this, which is interesting. And I had a journalist that pointed that out once. It's a bit like therapy sometimes, interviews. And
yes, they are, right? Especially on this show. This show is therapy.
Right. And so some of my very early, which is interesting, some of my very first band that I had in France that I mentioned about, like when I was in middle school, this had that positivity, and I was only 14, and it was very inspiring about finding your dreams and everything and things like this. My lyrics were kind of like that, and then I went to explore other genres and wanted to expand, and so I did some cover bands in France, and then when I came to America, in Cleveland, I was first with a more like a pop rock band, a little bit like Sixpence None the Richer. It was a bit that style. And here it was mostly positive. There was some relationship songs back then, but it was mostly positive. And then I went into something very artistic and melodic hard rock band. It was a very established band in Cleveland called Hate Dies Hard. For the Clevelanders, you might have heard of them. We worked with on an album with them. We worked with the producer from the band Mushroomhead. Now I'm sure Clevelanders will know who that is. And a Universal Records band. And here it was, so the lyrics were still very like melodic and dreamy, but there was a dark tone to it, and it fit the music, and they loved it, and we loved collaborating together. And I find that as an artist, whether you're a painter or anything, poetry, it's good to be able to explore and express both sides of yourself. I mean, it's not that I was depressed or anything, but I really explored into the beauty of darkness and how that poetry goes. And if you know the poet Baudelaire, probably. So, kind of associate that type of art with that. And then my EP, my solo EP and album. So this one has a little bit of melancholy, but still kind of dreamy and eerie and ethereal type of music, but there's a very positive song on there, which is called Dare. And then this one is kind of dark and very melancholic and about nostalgia and moody, and it has these minor chords in it. And
what kind of instrumentation do you have accompanying that sort of melancholy and moody and sort of reflective feel? I do love music that is like that occasionally. I tend to be a reflective type of person. You seem to be a reflective type of person as well, and that's why I think the music pours out of you so naturally. And I think that it's a beautiful thing because, we've talked about it a lot on this show, that sometimes life is moving so quickly and so fast, and we're always moving on to the next thing. We don't take time to stop and breathe and reflect on our lives, reflect on where we've been, the people we've known, the loves, everything that's happened, and our accomplishments and our, the things that we have achieved in our lives. We're always going forward. And occasionally you do need to pause and reflect and feel. I mean, sometimes we've sort of numbed everything where we don't feel anymore. And feeling is extremely important for the mind, body, spirit, for balance, for cohesiveness, continuity, to be able to respond to things, to be able to offer feelings back, and good emotions, healthy emotions back is when you feel. And music, good music that, gives you the opportunity to pause and reflect, as much as you can have really cool times and be dancing and, a lot of the happy music, cool vibes. When you do have sometimes music that, and this shows again the variety of and the scope of your work, to have music like Petunia that's really feel good and cheery, and then have darker, more deeper, more reflective music, means that you're a full scope musician, singer, songwriter, and individual. You're pulling from all the different elements of who LILI is and sharing those as you're feeling them, which makes them really, really organic and very authentic, and I think relatable for the audience. So if somebody wants to feel jolly or cool, happy vibes and dance around, you've got material that's for them that can create that feeling. If they want to be in the Christmas spirit, you've got that. But if they want to, which a lot of people have been doing this particular year with all the stuff that's gone on globally and here in the United States as well, music that really pauses and gets us to think about life and the things that matter in life, those simplicities of life. It's very, very important. And I think you're pulling again from your own experiences and your own source of energy and feeling, right? When you share this type of material, especially the material that goes a little bit deeper, has that melancholy, a little bit more moody feeling. Moody doesn't, sometimes people mistake moody with just totally depressing and it's going to be, you don't want, you got to stay. No. You could have music that has a moody texture to it. Some of the greatest music has moody texture. I mean, Silent Night is a very reflective song.
Exactly. Minor chords, exactly.
Exactly. So there's a lot of music that's exquisite, that is incredible, that has that texture. And that really speaks to you, that type of music as well, doesn't it?
Yes, absolutely. one of the artists that inspire me the most is an Italian an Italian pianist, and his name is Ludovico Einaudi, and he's a contemporary pianist, instrumental, and I think he's probably a mix between David Lass and no, is it David? I think this is, anyway, it's a very famous contemporary pianist.
Is it David Lanz, Lanz?
I think, yeah, with Radiohead as far as production. So you have this piano, contemporary piano, with these beats that are really interesting. I saw him live about 2 or 3 times. I got to meet him after the show. I was completely starstruck and like of admiration. And his music is very much there's a lot of dynamics, you know, when you know, you can play, and that my piano teacher always told me that you could play the piano really, really well and be a virtuoso and play all these notes and all these technicalities and make it very, very complicated and, you know, all for the technique. But then you could play only like 3 times less the notes, but with the emotion, and then really captivate the listener and having the dynamic. That's what a piano is for. You know, you have forte, you know, you're gonna play soft or loud, and the notes can do this. So you have that intensity, you can accelerate, you can slow down, and it's completely freelance. And this pianist really inspires me in that. And his music has this melancholy, you know. Melancholy is really, like, if you have just a touch of it, a little bit of sadness, then you can listen to it when you're happy and it will relax you, or when you're sad and it will help you, you know, cry or just get your emotions out.
What are some of your favorite instruments that you love to listen to that really speak to you, that you connect with, whether it be the flute, the cello, the guitar, the piano, some other instrument? Are there specific instruments that are some of your personal favorites? And they don't even have to be instruments that you play, just instruments that have a certain sound that you immediately connect with first.
Yeah, strings. Like a string quartet.
Me too, yeah.
If the arrangement's well done, especially, and it's played, there's, you know, string. Now my voice coach told me that once, that strings or the violin, and she's an opera singer and a Broadway singer, and she also plays the violin, or at least she used to. I don't think she does as much. She's a professor in NYU, at NYU, and she told me once that strings are like the voice. And there's this emotion, except there's no words.
That is exactly
emotion
right.
will come and go, and that's so much movement to it.
She is 100 and 2,000% right. I had this conversation in my professional work. I was interviewing this cellist who studied at Juilliard, and we were talking about the cello, because for me, the cello, and I've mentioned it a couple of times with some guests that have been on the show, there's something about when I hear the warmth and the dominance and the authoritativeness and that melancholy moodiness of a cello. A cello has one of those sounds that has that reflective, important, dignified, all-encompassing, enveloping sound that I said to this cellist I was interviewing on this radio show that I also host. I said, I'm going to throw something out at you, and I want you to respond. And you know, you could say, I don't know what you're talking about, or that doesn't make sense, or whatever you'd like to say for your answer. But I would love to get a take, you know, because you're professionally, you know, you've made cello your life. So I said, here's what I'm going to say. For me, the cello, whenever I hear the cello, it stops traffic for me. You know, I just really, I can hear it in a distance. I can hear it stand out in a particular song. And it really has a deep, reflective, melancholy summing up of your soul, purposefulness, nature to it. And I said, for me, that if the heart was able to make the sound of an instrument For me, it would be the cello, that warm, deep tone, that melancholy, loving, encompassing, monumental feeling that I've attached to the cello. And the cellist said, spot on, absolutely, right on, that's exactly right. And he said, do you know why, Jim, you seem to connect the human heart, or you sort of humanize that instrument? And I tend to humanize that. I humanize a lot of instruments. I humanize a lot of different things that aren't even human. I give them human qualities sometimes. I can take a chair that somebody sat in for 50 years, like a grandmother, and humanize the chair. I do that with instruments as well. So with the cello, I said that I think that if the heart made a sound that mimicked the sound of an instrument, for me, it would be the cello. Mm-hmm. And the Juilliard grad said, makes total sense. And it's exactly what you just said about string instruments. He said, because the cello is the instrument that is the closest in sound to the human voice. Mm-hmm. Strings, that sort of sound, actually sounds similar to the qualities of a human voice. And that's why you're giving it sort of this purposeful, humanistic, heartfelt quality to it, and why it grabs you and makes you reflect and feel different things whenever you hear the cello, whether it's a singular cello, a group of cellos, or a full orchestra, or even a quartet, like you say, that has just one or two in it. It's really a dominant thing. So that's spot on what your teacher had said, because the string instruments really do correlate with this humanness, this feeling that can be extraordinary, right? You feel that when you hear the string instruments?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I've used the cello. I've had cellists play on a lot of my, pretty much almost all of my albums, actually. On the album Beautiful Sun and the latest album, I had two different cellists, and they're perfect for the ballads. And even if it's in the background, it brings in that texture and that dynamics and emotion, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever tried to tackle the cello yourself?
No. So I've had my my cellist play live with me, and I've had a few different times. It's New York City, so one time one rose. And I mean it's very interesting. I've touched the instrument and looked at the strings, but I might have just played around with it, but usually the cellist did rather you don't touch the instrument.
Yeah, that's their toy. That's their right.
But,
yeah, they're quite expensive too. It's just like
to me, I'm always impressed at how big it is, and I see myself already struggling carrying a 88 keys keyboard around the city, and I see them carrying this big fragile instrument as well, and I think on your back. And I think I would just not adventure myself. I probably thought that. I probably thought, oh my gosh, I already have the piano. Imagine if I had a cello too.
Exactly. You have the behind you is that wonderful poster which says "Be inspired," and there's a whole message with that, right? I know that it was originally a hashtag that you had been using when sharing your favorite inspiring quotes of photos on social media, and it's perfect fit for that collection of songs, because the music and the lyrics and the artistry of the record provokes feelings of joy and hope and reflection, leaving sort of the listener sometimes invigorated and other times peaceful, sort of taking you on a journey. And at the same time, it's sort of monumental for you, because the production of that album specifically is really further claiming your place among the very few music producers that are women. That's about only 7%. So your mission is to inspire and encourage women to not be afraid to direct and fully run their music projects, right?
Yes, thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, absolutely. It's true. Be inspired is not this title of a song that's on the album. It's more like a theme, and yeah, I love posting quotes, on Instagram and social media, whether it's from Einstein or Surfer, new poets, and something that's usually strong and thought-provoking. And then I would always use hashtag be inspired. Now I use hashtag be inspired and hashtag LILI be inspired. And yeah, in the same time, I did so much work on the album that when I was done with it and it was finished and I was getting it mastered, and I realized, I was finally sitting down and my gosh, I did all this. I directed the whole thing and directed all the musicians and managed all of the files and directed the mix engineer all the way to the mastering and the artwork, everything. And we're about 12 or 13 people on the record that I directed, and a lot of the time remotely. So it was not easy, but it came out how it was supposed to come out, beautiful. And yes, we released the album about 2 years ago, and this year we released the deluxe edition. And like 2 years ago, I was, feeling just like a lot of the music industry started feeling that, women, was just after Me Too movement, and that women in the music industry are having a hard time and they're not given the opportunities, and instead, they treated poorly. And so, yeah, I my goal is to also, of course, inspire other women. I do get, I have gotten quite several times, young women or, teenagers, female teenagers, post comments on my videos or on Instagram. Oh, if only I had the courage to do what you do, or oh, where can I start? I don't know where to start. They see me sharing videos where I'm producing with my, studio. And so, I would always try to give them advice. And so we did the documentary. When I was finished with the album, I decided, okay, I'm going to do a documentary and I'm going to show exactly everything that I did. And that way, women that see the video, they can get the message straight to them. And I think it has helped a few of them, and I'm really glad. And I hope more than just the ones that have talked to me. And
are you hearing from young girls too, who are coming up the ranks a little bit too, or who are being inspired by this message as well?
Yes, I do. And some of my fan base has gathered quite a bit of young teenagers, because I had some of my music on the show Dance Moms and the fans of Maddie Ziegler, the young. And so I was happy, to be able to use my, my platform, to reach out to these girls too, and say, hey, if you're a producer, you are a producer. This is also a funny thing. And, boys that do only a couple of things, they can call themselves a producer, and that's fine. But if a girl that's 19 and gonna say, well, I did all of this, and that, and they call themselves a producer, then said, oh, well, you're not a producer. So I've heard this was told, this people, some men told me this over the years, well, you're not a producer. And then, if I would see a guy of the same age that was doing less than what I was doing, then he was a producer. So that was, this is just not fair. And
you've experienced some discrimination in a way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I mean, in the music industry, as soon, as you get into the techie stuff and the world of studio and recording, it's 98% boys and guys. So, yeah, it was, I came across a lot of things. But for a while, it seemed to me that it was normal, and then, as we, as the years go by, there's other things happening in our culture, that, well, women work twice as hard as the men sometimes in the same position to have the same recognition. And I started to realize that. So 2 years ago, I decided I'm going to do the documentary. I'm going to put it out there. And I'm going to say, I am a producer. Look at everything I've done. And so, yeah.
And is it, what's the target for it to be finished?
The documentary is out.
Oh, it is out now. Where can we see it?
It is, and there's a clip of each song, and I talk about each of the songs, and everybody go check it out. And
where can you find it?
Yeah, it is on YouTube. If you go on my channel, and I believe there's multiple videos, and there's also the whole video, and it's just 7 minutes because we wanted to make it short enough for people, people to just
attention span,
focus.
right. They're like
young girls, yeah.
I know our conversations are epic extravaganzas here on the Jim Masters Show live, but if it's an edited video, 7 minutes, and they're probably good, right?
Yeah. So everybody, go check it out. You see me in the studio, and I talk about each song, what each song means, and which musician I invited on the song, and what was the meaning of the song, and what sound I was going for. I think the biggest song on the album is "Rise Above." Because I welcomed a gospel choir. I directed a gospel choir remotely, done by a session vocalist in Nashville.
Wow.
And yeah, it's Brit Savage. It's pretty amazing. So I must say, of course, I'm a producer, I'm a director, but I also give credit to the musicians for being amazing. I still had to select them and audition, but I'm just really grateful for all these amazing musicians and the gospel singer that she did.
I'm just thinking about what you've done and accomplished in like 16 years in the States. I mean, you came here running. You like, I'm here. This is my time. I'm going to make my mark. It's very demanding. It's competitive. It's hard, all these things. But I came all the way across the ocean for opportunity and to share my voice. And in that period of time, you've accomplished a great deal. And it's the stamina and this resilience and this, can do, no give up, give in attitude. I think that is actually very infectious for other people who might be watching who are a little down in the dumps right now and saying they haven't been getting anywhere and they're not making any inroads or headway and in anything that they're doing in life. And you're giving them a really cool and unique opportunity to say, you know what? Even I came over from another country and here I am, and I've been able to do all of this. Has it been easy? No. Have I had to make my own way? Yes. Have I had to, hear all kinds of different crazy things and put up with different things and do different things? Sure. But I'm moving forward. And while I do it, I have a train. If you'd like to hop on my train, it's a positive, inspiring train, kind of like what I've always done in all my work in television and radio. I like to be positive and inspiring. And one of the reasons why I launched this show out of my house here is to connect even deeper with some of the folks that have watched me on TV and radio all these years, but also to bring in some new folks who might not realize what we've been doing all these years. And you get a chance to do it through your music. And I think that's really very cool. How about performances like in concert halls and touring? You're so much the prolific producer and executor of all of these things. How about the performer, LILI out on stage, LILI in the concert venues, LILI out there, singing on stages and things of that nature?
Yeah, New York has been a wonderful thing. When I came coming from Cleveland, I didn't know what to expect as far as venues, but for singer-songwriters and solo artists, there's a lot of intimate places, also because some of the places are really small, because in New York, we're always lacking space. and so, I have a lot of great memories of some of the great performances I did in the city. I think one of my favorite was Signature Theater.
Signature Theater is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a like a cafe area.
They do.
They had hired me for, I don't know if it was over a year, to do the in-between shows. and entertain the people that were there to see shows, entertain them, or they would come and take a break or have coffee. And it had beautiful upright piano, my gosh, and the sound was incredible. And so I would play an hour and a half twice. And
of course, while there, they had caviar and escargot and French roast coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
When you were playing.
This was quite an awesome experience. And my favorite venue is the bitter end, as much as old as it is. It's quite a legendary place, and I played there multiple times. I did some big nights there, and I got to open for Bruce Sudano, who is the producer of Michael Jackson and his late wife, Donna Summer. And that was amazing to open for him and meet him. And the place was packed that night. It was crazy. There were lines outside.
Are you missing that? Are you missing live performance? A lot of the folks I've been interviewing here on our Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series have been saying that if they are a performer, because we have guests from all walks of life, but the ones that are the performers are saying that they're really missing the on stage, the contact, the meet and greet, that actual opportunity to have people around and to see the smiley faces and hear their stories. They like the technology, they like the Zoom and all that, but they're still really missing being on stage and having that one-on-one with the crowd. You're missing that as well?
Definitely. And in New York, it's such a good crowd. I mean, New Yorkers are just blunt and they just express themselves. And they don't like it, they don't like it. But when they love it, it's amazing. I had one time I was playing in the basement of Climate Lounge, which is on the Lower East Side. And I was playing for a show of one of my friends. He was running showcases for the Set NYC. And I was playing my song Like a Feather, with my cellist. And there was a lady that came and sat, and it was more of an intimate. We were maybe 30 people in the audience. And she just sat and started to listen, and she was just so into it. And when I was on with the song, she just stood up and just clapped and said, yes, this is amazing. And I talked to her after the show. She waited for me to talk to me. It was amazing. I do miss that, of course. And she explained to me how the song connected with her, that it was a revelation and that she needed this, she needed to hear it. It's one of my song Like a Feather is about forgiveness. And so that really talked to her. And she was really, really special. It was a very special moment to me.
Absolutely. I agree. And when you've had it sounds like you've surrounded yourself with some fantastic people who've sort of guided you and mentored you, and who've also inspired you, whether it's the coaches or different people that you've surrounded yourself with. And that's very important to do, right?
Yes, definitely. First of all, I think I was very lucky to have two great bands that I was a member of in Cleveland. It was very nurturing. I learned a lot about songwriting, and working in a studio, in a very professional, huge $1 million studio. And then, moving to New York City, then I was working, I did few collaborations here and there, but I, worked with engineers that were, very professional, Grammy-winning engineers. And on my latest album, I must say that Brian Schubel is probably the best audio engineer there, and he's all his experience, like I said earlier, he worked with Sheryl Crow and Elton John. But he's just so humble, and he's very supportive of any artist, whether you're a man or a woman, because I've also come across the opposite, right? So, but with him, it was just so refreshing to work with him. And I think this is very very helpful. And it's very important to just select the people you work with, and as a woman to to make sure that they're going to consider what you say and they're not going to put you down because you're a woman, and because that will happen. And yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm not going to say everybody I met and worked with were amazing, because they were not, and this is just the show business.
It is
And-
show business. I know. We all have our lists of people that aren't necessarily loveties. They're not loveties. They would have to really go through rehabilitation to become a lovety, that's for sure. And you have to correct a few things. Some couple of quick pictures we have here that are nice. This is a really cool one. Tell us about this one.
Oh, this is my friend Shante Ramsey took this picture. We did this awesome, I don't know if she's watching, I have to tell her. Shante, she has this beautiful French name. Shante Ramsey is an amazing photographer from Vysyn Photography. It's Vysyn. She also did the album cover of Be Inspired. And this was a photo shoot in Soho that we went walk around, and she took some photos in the street. And then we went to a venue that was unfortunately shut down just a couple years ago. This was at Café Vivaldi. I know a lot of New York musicians will remember Café Vivaldi. I love that place. They had given me my some of my first gigs there. And this is the piano of Café Vivaldi. Who knows where it is now, the piano. I hope the owner kept it. And so, yeah, this is a pretty cool picture. And she did a great job with how the piano. So what you see next to me is the piano, and I kind of reflect on it. So it came out cool.
That is really, really cool. And where were you here with this photo, Lily?
This photo was taken when we were doing the 7-minute documentary I was talking about earlier, the track by track Be Inspired documentary. This is in London and City, and this is the studio of Scott Leidner. And it's a very, very cool piano. So we shot the documentary there, and I love this piano. I'll have to go record something there sometime. And and it's got a how you call it, skylight. And so the light that you see coming down is actually from a window in the ceiling. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's really fantastic.
It's got a how you call it, skylight. And so
that's really nice. So that documentary, like we were saying, is really, really something amazing. And I think people should really get out there and watch that, because they're going to be inspired by it, aren't they?
Yeah, I hope so. And you get to hear the secret messages behind the songs. And I also get to explain how I worked on the lyrics of the songs that are in English. And then, I converted them into French. I say converted, but it's actually adapted them into French. Because when you sing in two languages, you're not really going to do a translation, not a good old translation, especially not, and then it's just on the word, because it doesn't. So I had to rewrite the song, but still keeping the same meaning, and then adding the French rhymes and the French rhythms and beats in it. So it's pretty hard to do a language adaptation. It's a lot of fun, and I'm able to do it because I have a feel for both languages. And I'm actually looking for collaborations. If ever anybody wants to do some French adaptation, I can work on that. I'm actually looking into this right now. That'd be fun.
Who are some folks? Yeah, do you have some dream list of people you'd love to collaborate with, do duets with, things of that nature?
Oh my God.
Celine Dion, French.
I think, I don't think it'd work with her.
She's pretty well covered. Yeah,
she's amazing. Yeah, and her voice is just so perfect. I think I would just not sound that great next to her.
Yeah.
And I do, there is there is a songwriter, like the original songwriter of the band Oasis from the 90s, Noel Gallagher. He's the nice brother. There were two brothers in the band. One was the singer, was kind of like always trouble, and the other one more discreet. And he's released more music recently on his own, and I really, really like his songwriting. I think it's really, 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 really good, and really inspires me. And his lyrics have a lot of poetry. And I got to see him live at Radio City Music Hall.
Did you really?
Yeah, before all this, and it was awesome to hear him live. And other artists I would like to do it with. Oh my gosh. Well, I do like Ingrid Michaelson. She's pretty cool. And I think it would be really hard to pick. Well, the pianist I was talking about earlier. It's true. He does instrumental music, but I think I would love to sing on one of his songs without him being upset, of course.
That's the Italian pianist, yeah.
Ludovico Einaudi. And yeah, I mean, there's so many artists now, really different.
What about places where you would love to perform? Do you have some dream locations where you'd like to perform?
Well, since I was a teenager, there's been Wembley Stadium. It just comes at the top of my head like this. This is like, the biggest ever. But why not?
Sydney Opera House, maybe, and Australia.
I think Carnegie Hall would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And that would be, I've visited it, when they do the open.
I've emceed concerts there, and it's beautiful orchestral concerts and singing concerts, and it really is something else.
Yeah, you can visit the whole place. They give tours, and I did that one time. I took a tour, and
it's incredible. Yeah,
it's pretty amazing. I do like Beacon Theatre too.
Oh yeah, Royal Albert Hall, maybe in London. Richard says hook up with Les Biagio Benavega.
Okay, we'll have to. This is Richard. Hey, Richard.
Richard McCormack here. Yeah.
Chat afterwards.
Yeah, he wished us a Merry Christmas a little bit earlier. Merry Christmas to you, Richard, as well.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
His profile photo looks like he's in a warm tropical climate.
But he lives next door. He lives in Jersey City, so he's just hoping he was in the warm.
Buried in snow like the rest of us. The profile looks very warm and tropical, but right now he's covered in snow like the rest of us in the Northeast. Do you get a chance to travel a lot across the United States to see other areas?
So when when things are good, and I. For the first time last year, I got to do a trip in California, and it was really, really awesome. And I visited Hollywood, and I played at a little place that had like an open stage on Hollywood Boulevard. I played my ukulele song. So I took this ukulele with me on the plane, like my baby. I was like,
oh yeah.
Talk to the stewardess. Okay, where are you going to put this? Just
did you put it in the overhead?
Yeah, it fit because it was small. Yeah, and she said it was okay there, and because it was the spring, there weren't too many luggage, and when people go to California, unfortunately, they don't have too many coats. And
right.
So yeah, and usually I try to go every year and a half to France. Visit my family, and then I do some radio interviews there or some shows. And we did have something planned this year, and hopefully we can do it next year. And then New York. We're spoiled in New York. We have so many venues. We don't necessarily need to travel. And then you play in Brooklyn, and you play in Manhattan, and you play in Jersey City. It's always different people, different crowds, and different cultures, and it's always just so interesting. So. Yeah, I have played in the past in Boston, and then I do try to go once in a while to Cleveland. Just a year ago, I did a big show in Cleveland, and it was pretty awesome.
So do you still go back to Cleveland? You get a chance to go back?
Every few years when I can. I do a show there. I have a bunch of friends, and I still have like the following, and we had a lot of fun last year, and yeah.
So I would imagine holiday time, you probably miss the family about now, right?
Yeah, I usually don't necessarily go to France for the holidays, because I always find like traveling to Europe during the holidays. We did it a few times, but I always find it's just so complicated, and there's so many people, and it's it's a bit of a nightmare.
Headache a little bit.
Travel to Europe during the holidays, and then we get there, and then there's shopping, and you're jet lagged, and you have to do shopping, and then there's the parties, and you come back, you're more tired than before you left. So I usually try to go in spring or like September or May. These are like in the south of France. In the summer, it's very, very hot. It's a bit like May. They have fires, it's very hot. And so the spring and late summer is beautiful there.
Did you get a chance to travel a lot in Europe to some of the other European countries?
So, when I lived in France, let's see. I need to see more, because I left so young that I hadn't traveled that much in Europe.
When you came, did you come by yourself or with other family?
I came by myself, yeah. And so I had seen some of Spain, a little bit of Italy, but just, after the Nice border, like all the way to San Remo, which is not that far. And I need to go to Genoa sometime. This is on my list. I need to visit Genoa at least. And of course, in France, I had done a lot of places like Paris, like 5 to 10 times at least. And Denmark. Yeah, I went to Denmark, and I went to Aarhus. And that was just very cool. It was like a trip with like an exchange thing. And that was pretty awesome. I really liked it. They're very, and that was, years ago, they were already very ahead of their time on an environmental level.
Yes.
And they have great music.
They do.
Yeah. And and I have not been to London, and that's a shame. And I need to go. And now every time I go to France, I think, I don't feel like going to a big city. I live in New York. I want to go to the French countryside. And
have you been to Canada yet? There's a lot of French.
Oh yeah, I've been
to Canada.
Of course, I've been to Montreal, and Montreal is awesome.
Oh, I like the way you say that. So you don't pronounce.
That's the proper way.
You don't say the T. You don't say Montreal. You say Montreal.
Yeah, the story is that Montreal is it means mount, so it's a mountain, so it's the mountain of Real, and then they put the two together, and it's Montreal. We don't say the T.
Like so they just added the T in between.
Yeah, and
Montreal.
And Quebec. Yeah, that was very cool. I really liked Montreal. That was very cool.
Very nice. Have you been to Toronto or Vancouver?
I haven't yet.
Vancouver's a beautiful place too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Toronto, of course.
I would love, and there's a lot of film industry in Vancouver and Toronto, and I see a lot of.
Yes.
I watch a lot of shows that were shot in Toronto. It looks a lot like New York City, and
it's amazing what they do now, right? The sets that they have and all. Have you spent a lot of time or a little bit of time on the West Coast of the United States?
Well, I had been in California, like I was saying last year.
Right.
So I had been in California years ago. I visited San Francisco, Sacramento. And Point Reyes with, like the Cliff House, all around San Francisco, all the big thing, and Sacramento, and then last year went Southern California for the first time, and I really loved it. I loved San Diego.
Yes, me too. I was there several times. Yeah.
I don't know, like if you live there, if you end up being bored, or if it's more like a vacation city. Like I need San Diego people to tell me more, but. It's so stunning. Yeah, it's just stunning.
Usually one of our viewers, Danilo, is from San Diego. He can tell. Yeah, he can tell more. Juanita, who's in South Africa, asks, ever been to South Africa? You would love Cape Town, very multicultural with a lot of French.
I have a friend that's a flutist in Cape Town. I have been to North Africa. I've been to Morocco. Not South Africa. I've been to Morocco years ago, and it's really beautiful.
Absolutely. And what a fun evening spent with a lovely young woman. Not only is Lily a beautiful singer, wonderful songwriter, and great musician, but she's a very sweet person. This really has been a very special evening. You and I have been putting this together for, I'd say, probably about 2 months now. And I'm so excited that you've had an opportunity to join us. And the door is always open. The porch light will stay on. Maybe we can do more music, and I'll keep us updated on some really cool things. And I hope when we get past all of this, because we're all here in the same area, the Northeastern United States, can get together and see you in person and celebrate life, which would be really, really cool. Really a pleasure. And if people want to check out more, tell us the website and things like that, my friend.
Yeah, sure. So everybody, I'm going to show my babies again. Everybody go check out these records. Be inspired. Beautiful Sun. Will you hate the rest of the world, or will you renew your life? And then the EP. But the latest one is indeed this one. And check these out on they're everywhere on iTunes, Spotify. I prefer you download, of course, but if you want to stream and share it with your friends. And on YouTube, I have all of my music videos. I have 6 of them. They're award-winning, and so I hope you like them and comment and put some comments. And my website is lilyrocklin.com, and I'm on Instagram and Twitter, and also I'm going to do a giveaway to one of your Lovedies. The first person that writes me a message on my Facebook music page, a DM, or an Instagram message, a DM on Instagram.
And they mentioned the Jim Masters show?
Yes, exactly. You will get a free signed CD. The first person. So now just hurry.
Just hurry, because they're all going to do it. So the first person who DMs her on Instagram or the Facebook music page, a free signed CD from Lily, but you have to mention the Jim Masters Show Live. Make sure you mention the Jim Masters Show Live, and it's first come, first serve. So it's the very first person. That's cool. Thanks for doing that for our international audience here on the show. We love that. And I, of course, myself, can't wait to get some of the music as well. We will definitely be playing it in the car, in our house as well, my friend. This was really terrific. I hope the show met all your expectations and you enjoyed your time with me as much as I certainly have with you, Lily.
It was awesome. Thank you so much for having me. And thank you for everything that you do. I think you've helped so many people, your following and more during this time. It was the right timing, not just, for you, your talent and your work, but I think it's really great. People feel they've been going through this with you, and it's pretty amazing. So thank you.
I thank you very much. Beautiful words, and I really appreciate that. And I want to show you some of the lovely coming your way and our way here at the show. Richard says, God bless you as well, Richard. And Brian says, great show. Great job, Lily. Thank you very much, Brian. We're here every single night on YouTube at Jim Masters TV and also Facebook. Tomorrow we have renowned flautist Sir James Galway, who's going to be here with Lady Jean Galway, which is unbelievable. And he's sold over 30 million albums, a true legend. They're coming up tomorrow. Jack says, good show, Lily and Jim. Thank you, Jack Goldstein, watching
Jack
on our YouTube channel. I hope you'll subscribe to our channel, Jack. We would love that. And that's at Jim Masters TV. Great show with lovely conversation and music. Thank you for your time, Lily. Keep well. Denise is here. Denise, welcome. It's good to have you with us on the Jim Masters Show Live, Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show series. I just Googled Lily's CDs, looking forward to checking them out. That is awesome. We appreciate that. That's really, really cool. Let's see. More coming in here. Jill Jason says, this has been a very heartfelt evening. Thank you, Lily and Jim. XOXO. right back at you. Richard says, Jim, like to chat about something? Absolutely, Richard. Love that. Richard says, Lily, excellent job. Kathleen says, thanks for sharing your talent with us, Lily. Stay safe. Beautiful from Kathleen as well. Bernadette says, all of our lovely viewers around the world, enjoyed listening to your stories and your songs, Lily. Thank you for sharing with us. Merry Christmas. That's really beautiful as well. And Juanita in South Africa, great show with lovely conversation and music. Again, thank you for your time, Lily. Keep well. Kathy Short in Cleveland, your old stomping grounds. Great show tonight. Thanks, Lily, as well. Maureen says, it has been a wonderful evening with you, Lily. Thank you so much for sharing your lovely self with us. Lily, I toast you for the holidays, my friend. Let's stay connected. You're welcome back to the Jim Master Show Live anytime. Again, I do hope that through all of this, we get a chance to get together in person, which would be really, really cool. And this was really a pleasure. Thanks for joining me on the show as my special guest tonight.
Thank you for having me. Thanks, everybody. And we'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Absolutely. And don't forget to spread the word. Tell other folks about our series here every day. I would love that. And you are amazing, Lily. Your talent, your passion, your enthusiasm, and your voice is extraordinary. And we can see that you're taking full advantage of all the blessings and joys that are in your life and have come your way, and you're giving them back tenfold to all the rest of us. So keep up the amazing music and sharing that passion. And as Bernadette says, stay safe and stay well. You have a wonderful night, my friend. You take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye. Wasn't she delightful? Absolutely. Just as Denise says, it's been a delightful evening. Got a chance as well, maybe to learn about somebody that you might have discovered for the first time tonight. Some of you were saying that. And Lily and I sort of connected not that long ago, and we were talking about, I invited her to join us here on the show. And if you're joining us for the first time, this is an entertainment lifestyle talk show series, like a television show. It's sort of extended from my work as a TV and radio personality and multimedia host and writer, producer, and more. And I hope you guys enjoy it. We're here enjoying the talents of great people, and of course, sharing some of my background with all of you as well. We hope that you find these shows inspiring and positive, uplifting, and entertaining and informative as well. That's what it is. It's an entertainment lifestyle talk show series where we do all of that. And of course, Silver is here. Silver had a great time. Silver from Switzerland, the Silver Lab. And of course, Jeannie was here tonight. I know you guys love these cast of characters. Jeannie's in there, and Jeannie says, have a good night. Love seeing you guys. Want to let you know as well, don't want to miss showing you this. This is really incredible what's happening here. Tomorrow, we are going to be here at a very special time, and that's on our YouTube channel exclusively, as we welcome world-renowned Irish flautist Sir James Galway. Just Google James Galway and you'll see who I'm talking about. 30 million albums sold. He is one of the preeminent flautists in the world from Ireland. He lives with his lovely duet partner and wife, Lady Jean Galway. They live in Switzerland. She's also a wonderful flautist, originally from New York, and also teacher of the flute. And the two of them are going to be here. It's going to be a special birthday show. It's Sir James Galway's birthday this month. So we're going to be celebrating with a birthday show and also holiday music. They're going to perform live. Now, special time, make note of the time, 3 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. This is really something amazing to have them both on the show tomorrow. 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. in Ireland, Scotland, England, Spain, France, in GMT time. So 8 p.m. tomorrow night, GMT, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. They're going to be here tomorrow. We have 2 episodes. We have an afternoon episode and an evening episode from Jersey Boys, Broadway, and so much more. J. Robert Spencer is going to be here. Brilliant actor, singer, performer, television actor, film actor, Broadway actor, and again, singer and entertainer. J. Robert Spencer is with us live and exclusively, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Check out our YouTube channel. Again, Sir James Galway and Lady Jean Galway, they're going to be on our YouTube channel. It's a YouTube exclusive at Jim Masters TV. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can comment. A lot of you like to comment during the live show. So make sure you comment if you'd like, and subscribe so you can comment, and then just log right in and you can comment. And there's no cost to do that. Even though they use the word subscribe, there's no cost to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. And click that notification bell so you don't miss any of our content. So 3 p.m. Eastern, New Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT tomorrow. Sir James Galway, Lady Jean Galway going to be here. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, that's going to be really cool. J. Robert Spencer from Jersey Boys and more is going to be here as well. We can't wait. That's going to be an amazing, amazing show. Then live from Ireland, formerly with Riverdance, also now with the High Kings for several years, and a wonderful singer, songwriter, and musician, Darren Holden. He's a dear friend. I've interviewed him multiple times on public television. He's going to be live and direct from Ireland. That is Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT. And that's going to be exclusively a YouTube exclusive on the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Then, just booked today, an incredible performer. This is Ashley Davis of the Ashley Davis Band. She's amazing. In her band is also Colin Farrell, who I'm sure you know as well. She's a phenomenal singer, songwriter, musician. She's going to be here Saturday night. That's this Saturday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, live. So again, on Saturday, we also have 2 shows. Boy, do I have a lot of work cut out for me this holiday season. Darren Holden is here Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT. That's exclusively on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. Then Saturday night, I do a quick change, grab some dinner in between shows, and I'm back live on the Jim Masters Show Entertainment Lifestyle Talk Show Series, live 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Pacific, which is going to be like, I think it's midnight over in Europe. But she's here in the United States. So, and you can see all of these archived on our YouTube channel as well. If you're away this weekend, all the episodes of our series are archived. All 200 plus episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live are on our YouTube page or channel for your on-demand binge watching. This is the incredible singer, songwriter, musician, Ashley Davis from the Ashley Davis Band. She's going to be here. She's performed around the world, and we're so excited to have her here. So that is on Saturday night. We're so incredibly excited about that. Then on Sunday, another incredible performer. This is Emmy-nominated Michael Landra. He is of Irish heritage. He had a couple of really popular PBS specials as well. He's an incredible singer and musician, songwriter, performer. Very popular. When I mentioned he was going to be on the show, he's going to be on the show. He's going to be on the show on Sunday night. Sunday night. That's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And that's live on our YouTube channel, a YouTube exclusive at Jim Masters TV. But before Michael is on, look who we have coming on in the afternoon on Sunday. The one and only, originally from Celtic Woman, this brilliant harpist, singer, songwriter, musician, Orla Fallon. That's right. Orla Fallon, who was with Celtic Woman. She was one of the Celtic Women, which of course is a very popular group. And she was one of the Celtic Women. She's a brilliant artist in her own right, has a wonderful solo career. She's going to be on our YouTube channel at the Jim Masters Show Live this Sunday, and she's going to perform live. That's right. She's all excited. And we're excited to have her as my special guest Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. for those watching in Ireland, Scotland, England, GMT. She's going to be home in Ireland, so she's going to be broadcasting on our show live from Ireland. So Sunday, Orla Fallon is here live in the afternoon, and then incredible Emmy-nominated singer and songwriter Michael Landra is going to be here on Sunday night. Then on Monday, we've got another very popular, brilliant performer, contemporary soul artist, R&B, and so much more, Luke McMaster, Canadian singer and songwriter. Luke McMaster, very popular right now. Luke McMaster is going to be live from Canada on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific exclusively, a YouTube exclusive on the Jim Masters TV channel. So make sure you subscribe to our channel so you can not miss any of these things. So many things coming up. We are booked with guests all the way until February. We are going to take a couple of days off during the Christmas period, family, Christmas time, downtime. So get in all your Jim Masters show live watching now, because we will be taking a couple of days off during the time between Christmas and New Year's. We may have a couple of surprise pop-up shows during, the holiday itself, but we're going to take a little time off between Christmas week. So make sure you get in all of your binge watching or your live watching. Luke McMaster will be here for a very special show this Monday, live from Canada, which is really exciting. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on our YouTube channel. English country music star Nathan Carter, who I interviewed on public television, is going to be with us in January. Internationally known Greek tenor Mario Frangoulis is going to be here in January as well. That's going to be really amazing. I interviewed him multiple times on public television. He's going to be here as well. And then, of course, on Christmas Eve, around the world, Santa Claus is going to be here. And that's when I played Santa Claus in New York City on stage. This is in the green room. This is a current contemporary Santa with the cell phone and everything. I was the master of ceremonies for a concert in New York, and they asked me to also double as the Santa Claus. So I was MC and the Santa Claus. And I tell you, once you put a Santa Claus suit on, everybody becomes a kid. Even the adults become like children. So Santa Claus asks the question, of course, who's been naughty and who's been nice, as Christmas is next week. So, of course, and there I am again as Santa Claus. And here we are, of course, in beautiful New York with all the beautiful sights and sounds of the Big Apple. There's the tree and, of course, Rockefeller Center and so much more. As always, we have some wonderful comments coming in before we wrap things up. Sherry says, thanks again for another wonderful show, Jim. Good night. And lovities, be safe and be well. You as well, Sherry. Thanks for being with us on the show. And Karen Campbell Green in Nova Scotia, Washington, beautiful Nova Scotia, says Santa Claus. I know him, LOL. Nathan Carter is going to be great too. Luke McMaster is such a great talent. Orla Fallon, absolutely. You guys have some good taste. Kathy Short in Cleveland says, a few busy days ahead. Thanks, Jim, for a very entertaining show this evening. Stay warm, stay safe, and have a great evening. You as well. Jean-Claude is here. Jean-Claude, welcome on the YouTube channel. Hope you can subscribe to our channel, Jim Masters TV. Good vibes. You got it, my friend. That's what we're all about here on our show every day, live on the Jim Masters Show live. Jean-Claude. Thank you, everybody, for your kindness and support from Lily. Thank you, Lily. We appreciate that. I know we have subscribed to each other's channels, supporting each other, which is a beautiful thing. And again, Lily says to all of us, thank you, everybody, for your kindness and support. It's our pleasure. We'll have Lily back, too, on the show. She and I will keep in touch for sure. It's always nice when new friends are made, right? Thanks, Jim, for a lovely show tonight. Good night, everyone, and stay safe. You as well, Juanita, because I know it's late into the hour there in South Africa. So have a good night. Sir James and his lovely wife are so talented. Absolutely. Juanita says, I've Googled James Galway and ended up spending 3 hours listening to him. Very excited. It's going to be 10 a.m. for you in South Africa when we have him on at 3 p.m. Eastern here tomorrow, right? Sir James Galway, you just Google him and you will spend 3 hours listening to his music. He has sold over 30 million albums. He's amazing. He's also been on all the talk shows and he's really cool. I met him when I emceed a concert at Carnegie Hall. He and his lovely wife, Lady Jean, they're brilliant people. Thank you again, Jim, for another excellent show. Everyone, please stay safe and stay well. And thank you for beautiful you. Thank you very much, Jill. Right back at you. Karen Campbell Green in Nova Scotia says, thank you for another great night, Jim. Lily was a joy. Loved her. Thank you very much, Karen in Canada. Thank you, Jim. Have a great night. Good night, all. You as well. And we love that. And also on Facebook with that beautiful profile photo and smile. Thanks, everybody, for all the warm love and support from Lily as well. And Jill says, another amazing show. Thank you, Jim, for making it all possible. Lots of love. You are very welcome. Denise says, it's been a delightful evening. Thank you, Denise. If you're sampling for the first time, another example of what our show is all about. Love it. Santa Jim. Thank you, Kathleen. I'll be calling you over the weekend, Kathleen. Thanks again for another. I also owe my mother a call, my sister a call. We've been so swamped. We got to get these calls in. Thanks again for another wonderful show, Jim. Good night, lovedies. Be safe and be well. And Maureen says, it's been another great night in Lovetyville. Oh, I like that. Lovety Hall, Lovetyville. Thank you, Jim. Till tomorrow, lovedies, 3 p.m. Eastern, very special afternoon show with the incomparable Sir James Galway and Lady Jean Galway. That is tomorrow afternoon on our YouTube channel at Jim Masters TV. And then tomorrow night, Broadway star, television, film actor, singer, and so much more, J. Robert Spencer. He's all excited. Got a lot of cool things for us tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Don't forget, as we always say on the Jim Masters Show Live, to smile and share smiles with others. Smiling is very contagious. Don't forget to share the lovety, as I always say here on the show. That was an accident when that word was created, but now it's sort of one of our brand identities here. And of course, one of my favorite places is the ocean. Growing up in the northeastern United States, we're here on the coast, always love the ocean. Find your Zen place. My ultimate Zen place is time with loving family and friends, of course. And then, of course, music and tennis and writing. My career working in television and radio and multimedia behind the scenes, on location and on camera, in all the different roles and shows and networks and stations I've worked with over the years. That is very Zen for me when I get a chance to do the work I love, as well as inspiring people as well. And then again, at the ocean, swimming, surfing, sailing, boogie boarding, kiteboarding. The ocean is a wonderful place for me. Find your Zen place in life. And don't forget, as we always say, to relax, love one another, take care of one another, breathe from the diaphragm. It is so much better when you breathe deeply and you relax. We talked about that a little bit on the show, to reflect and savor life and to relax. Make sure you relax. We all need to relax every once in a while. Some of your other favorites here watching tonight, George Burns was here, and he says good night to you as well. And thanks for joining us. And of course, you guys love the clown, Jimmy. So Jimmy is here, and Jimmy waves goodnight to you with his blue suede shoes. Look at that face, huh? Jimmy, of course, was a childhood toy. And let's see. Gilligan from Gilligan's Island, the sitcom TV series Aloha Dream in Denver. Bob Denver, who played Gilligan. Gilligan says goodnight to you guys as well. Been a pleasure, everybody. Always a pleasure when you're here. We always toast all of you. You and you and you and you from all around the world. These shows are unique to online, aren't they? A lot of shows are, quick and short, and they do one couple of things, and that's about it. We like to encompass everything, and we let it roll. Whatever happens, happens. And these turn into blockbuster broadcasts, that's for sure. When I started this show, it was only supposed to be an hour when we started these back in late April, early May. But we have so much fun with all of you and with our guests and all the lovely. Always smiling watching the Jim Masters Show. Thank you, Karen in Nova Scotia. Marilyn says, good night, Jim. Thanks for multitasking. Thank you very much. You have a good night in Wichita, Kansas as well. Looking forward to the shows. Love all the music lined up. Bernadette, thank you very much. Mom comes first. Absolutely. It's been great in Lovetyville. We love that as well. Good night, Gracie. Hello, Jimmy. You too, Karen. And good night from Merlin in Canada, in Ontario. Good night, everybody. We love you all. Thanks for sharing and tagging and telling everybody about our show and our series, the Jim Master Show Live. We love you all. Take care. Again, we'll be here tomorrow for a special show on our YouTube channel, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, 8 p.m. GMT. With Sir James Galway and Lady Jean Galway. It's going to be amazing. And then J. Robert Spencer from Jersey Boys and more is going to be here. at 7 p.m. Friday night as well. Cheers to you and cheers to everyone from Jill. Good night, gang. We love you all. Take care, and thanks for watching. Jim Masters, thanking you for your time this time. Till next time here on the Jim Masters Show Live. Have a good night. Bye-bye.